What up, guys? It's Fernando back with another video, and today we'll be going over my full UFC 327 predictions. I'll go fight by fight, show you my winner at the end, maybe put a little parlay together, and give you my locks of the week. So let's get into it. The first fight of the night we have Vicente Luque versus Kevin Gastelum. Now, these two are at the latter ends of their career. Both have looked pretty bad the last few fights, especially Vicente Luque. I believe he's on a two-fight losing streak, and Kevin Gastelum's coming off a win. So I don't expect much from this fight. Overall, two older guys going at it, and just based off the previous few fights, I'm gonna go with Kevin Gastelum here. I feel like he's gonna be able to put the pressure on. Vicente has just looked really bad. He's looked slow, and Kevin Gastelum hasn't looked that bad. So I'm just gonna lead more towards Kevin Gastelum here. The next fight we have is Tatiana Suarez versus Lupi Godinez. Now this fight is striker versus grappler in my opinion, and I'm gonna go with Tatiana Suarez to win this. I think she's gonna win this pretty handedly. She's pretty big for the weight class, I believe. Tatiana Suarez is good at pressure and great with getting people to the mat, and that's something that I've noticed Lupi Godinez struggles with. Struggles with strong grapplers and wrestlers. She's lost to Mackenzie Dern and Verna Janjinova or whatever. So I believe Tatiana Suarez will be able to get her to the mat and pretty much just hold her here, hold her there. I don't think she'll be able to finish her. Maybe, maybe not. So I think this is going to be a pretty boring fight. Not too hype about this one, but I'm going to stick with my pick and go Tatiana Suarez here. Even though my Mexican blood wants to pick Lupi Godinez, I'm probably going to end up throwing money on her because I'm a dumbass. But yeah, we'll go with Tatiana Suarez at this one. And next we have Mateus Gamrot versus Esteban Ribovich, whatever. This fight I think is going to be entertaining. It's going to be incredible. Both these guys are extremely well-rounded. Both good strikers, good grapplers, set a high pace. I think this is going to be a very entertaining fight. But in the end, I believe that Mateus Gamrot's experience will play a big role here. He's been up in the lightweight division for a while now. He's faced some real good contenders. He's lost, but he's faced some dogs, and I believe that experience will play into this. And I feel like Esteban Rivas is going to come out hot and then begin to slow down later on, and that's when Mateus Gamrot will eventually take control. I don't think either fighter is going to get a finish. I wouldn't be shocked if either does, but I believe this is going to go to decision in a very entertaining fight, but we're going to have Mateus Gamrot come out on top. Next, we have Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown. Now, this is another great fight. This whole card is really stacked. But in the end, I'm going to say Kevin Holland's going to win. I believe he's the underdog, but he's coming off 2 losses, and just by Kevin Holland standards, he win loss. He's up and down constantly. Randy Brown, he's looked really good, but in the end, I just feel like I just have a feeling that Kevin Holland's going to end up catching him with something and really taking control of the fight, either late in the first round or the middle of the second. So I believe Kevin Holland's going to win this. I'm just going to throw it out. I'm just going to say he's going to win by knockout. Not 100% with conviction, but I believe Kevin Holland is going to get it done, get back in the win column, and finish Randy Brown. Next, we have Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico. Now, Patricio Pitbull has just looked awful since coming to the UFC. He has not looked good. He just looks timid. He looks stagnant. He doesn't go forward. He just looks bad. I don't know what else to say about him. He just hasn't looked good. And Aaron Pico, he's come in and he obviously lost to Lerone Murphy by spinning elbow. So I don't think Aaron Pico's that bad. We haven't seen much from him as they're both a little bit newer to the UFC. Both newer. So in the end, I think Aaron Pico's just going to be able to just slightly outclass him, be a little bit more active during the fight, and win the fight by a decision. I'm going to guess by a decision. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like he's just going to be able to be more active. He's going to control the pace of the whole entire fight, and he's going to get it done in the end. So I'm going to take Aaron Pico in this fight. Now I believe this is the main card opener. We have Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr. Another great fight. I believe this is Cub Swanson's retirement fight. So I think he's going to come out with pressure, and he's going to try and win. And then everyone knows Nate Landwehr is an absolute dog. He's always going to get into a dog fight. Both really good strikers. I believe this is just going to stay on the feet. And they're pretty much just going to bang it out. And I think that Cub Swanson has a little bit more tools to get it done. And plus being in a retirement fight, I'm pretty sure, I feel like he's going to just be able to be more tactical, be more precise with his shots. I think he's going to end up picking apart Nate Landwehr and cruising to a win. I'm not expecting I'm not going to call a finish or whatever we're going to do. But I expect Cub Swanson to win this fight. And next we have Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker. Another great fight. Two glass chins going at it. That's what I believe. Johnny Walker's coming off a win, I believe. Dominic Reyes coming off a KO loss. I'm going to take Dominic Reyes here, and I believe because before his loss, he looked really good. He looked good in the stand-up. He looked real calm under pressure. He looked... Coming off all those losses he had in a row, he regathered himself and started to come back. Even people thought he might have even been a contender again. Johnny Walker is just up and down, up and down, up and down. I believe that Dominic Reyes will stay patient, find his shots, and end up knocking out Johnny Walker. So I'm gonna take Dominic Reyes by knockout. I don't think this fight goes to the scorecards. If it does, I'll be shocked. One of these dudes is gonna land some dumb shit and take the other one out, and I think it's going to be Dominic Reyes. Next, we have an interesting fight. We have Curtis Blaydes versus Josh Hokett. Hokett is unranked, and he's taking on Curtis Blaydes, who's been in the top 5, top 10 in the heavyweight for a ton of years now, for a while. I'm gonna take the dog here. I think he's got a lot of momentum. I'm gonna take Josh Hokett. I don't want him to win. I want Curtis Blaydes to really just take him down and beat the shit out of him, but I don't think it's going to happen. I feel like he's just riding the wave and this ain't going to stop. I think he's just going to catch Curtis Blaydes here in this fight somehow, some way, and it's really just going to hinder Curtis Blaydes for the whole fight, maybe even get a finish. So I'm going to take Josh Hokett here. I just believe he'll be able to maneuver around the octagon and find his shot, and then when he does, he's going to pounce and take advantage. So I'm gonna go Josh Hokett here. I don't want him to win, but I'm gonna take him. The next fight is Paulo Costa versus Asma Mirzakhanov, whatever. Real interesting fight. Paulo Costa has looked pretty good, especially against Roman Kopylov. He looked incredible. I didn't think he was gonna look that good. He was real patient. He picked his shots. He waited for his time, and he looked really, really good on the feet. Now, Mirzakhanov has been finishing people left and right. He is real aggressive, and he's coming for the knockout. I believe that Paulo Costa is going to be able to maneuver around him, use some footwork. Oddly enough, I just feel like he's going to be able to pick his shots and cruise to a decision against Mirzakhanov. I'm not saying this with conviction or for certainty, but I just have a feeling we're going to get the Paulo Costa we saw in the last fight, and that fits well against Mirzakhanov in this fight. So I'm going to take Paulo Costa. And now for the main event, we have Yuri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg. Now, I cannot stand watching Yuri Prochazka fight. I know I'm of the unpopular opinion with this take, but he is just absolutely god-awful. I cannot stand. He fights crazy. It just looks bad to me. And I think he's completely overrated. He shouldn't have beat Glover Teixeira. Glover Teixeira had one of the most lowest IQ plays in fight history when he had him knocked down. And I think he went for a guillotine or something like that. And then wasn't able to finish the fight, and then gets finished. People are all up in arms about Yuri Prochazka, and then Alex Pereira fucking dumb-doos him 2 times in a row, sends him to the stratosphere. Now, Carlos Ulberg has looked really good. Obviously, striker, stand on the feet. He's finishing people left and right. He looks real good. But I just feel like Yuri Prochazka is going to somehow manage to do his normal bullshit and just get outclassed the first maybe 1-2 rounds, and then third round just turn it up, Carlos Ulberg is not going to be able to how to deal with this pressure, and he's going to get finished. That's my fear. It's going to happen again. I feel like it's going to happen again. I wish Carlos Ulberg could just find a shot and put Yuri Prochazka to the stratosphere and him not wake up for 5 minutes, but I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe how it's going to play out like most Yuri Prochazka fights, where it starts off them going back and forth, or Yuri Prochazka on the back foot, and then he just turns it up and gets wild and ends up winning the fight. So I'm going to take Yuri Prochazka. Now, for my locks of the week, I'm going to take Tatiana Suarez, Yuri Prochazka, and Aaron Pico money line. I just feel like those three are pretty, in my opinion, pretty certain. So lock that in. Put your money on it. And overall, this is an absolutely loaded card. It's unfortunate that Joshua Van and Tatsuo Taira fell off, and it was going to be a great card, but they ended up moving that fight to the next pay-per-view. So great card, stacked top to bottom. We got a lot of names, and I can't wait for it. And we'll be doing a review of this right after it finishes. So we'll get to that. Now I got to go watch Raw, do a review of that. So I will see y'all later. Have a good one.